Hey everybody, what's going on? It's James here with Crypto Common Sense, and I wanted to sit down and shoot a video this evening talking about Bitcoin. Before I jump into the content, please do me a huge favor. Make sure to hit that thumbs up button, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and of course don't forget to check the description for a link where you can join Patreon for just $7 a month. So we're going to make this really fast tonight. I'm not going to do a real deep analysis. I just know that some people are probably interested to hear my take on this. My take on Bitcoin is pretty simple. The bubble is popped, in my opinion. So if we let's look at the total market cap first, and then we'll look at Bitcoin. So back in 2017, here's what happened when the bubble popped. Bitcoin stalled, it topped and stalled out. And over the next 2 to 4 weeks, alts went absolutely ape shit crazy. And we saw a lot of alts go up 10, 20, 30x. In April of 2021, Bitcoin topped, and we saw a lot of alts absolutely explode and have these blow off tops, right? Over the next 2 weeks, back in January 2018, after the market topped as a whole, it actually dropped 52.57%. So far since our market top, we've dropped about 53.5%, almost an identical drop. The market then pumped back up on its dead cat bounce, otherwise what we would call a complacency bounce if you're looking at a market psychology chart, basically retested this old level of resistance back here. Okay, we had a bit of a zone here. Came up, didn't quite make it up there, absolutely collapsed. But this bounce was no laughing matter. This bounce was actually about a 48% bounce. If we go and we take a look at our current market in 2021, we can see that this first major weekly resistance will be down around this level here, and we'll have another one up here. Well, if this were to bounce 48% from where it fell to, that would put it right about there, right inside that zone. And that is what I think is going to happen with the total market cap. If we look at a Bitcoin chart, how's that going to look on a Bitcoin chart? Well, here is your weekly Bitcoin chart. I think it will look something like this. I think Bitcoin's going to bounce somewhere between $45,000 and $49,000 on a complacency bounce. And then I think the real bear market is going to take hold and people are going to get absolutely demolished. Do I know that's going to happen? Of course I don't know that's going to happen. That's what I believe is going to happen. We have a 19-week moving average, which is sitting around 49,000. We have the bottom of the channel up there. We have the zone of supply up there. For all those reasons, I think we will go back up there and test that. Also, when I look at the difference to the mean, this is a pretty neat little tool you can use. I don't use it unless things are really out of whack. But basically, this measures the difference from some point that you choose. I happen to choose the 19-week moving average. And so you can see that on this initial dump back in January 2018, we got down to about this minus 70, 75 area. Okay, on that difference in the mean, we currently fell down about minus 63 to 64. So fairly close, pretty far off that mean. Also, if I look at the bear market box, obviously we fell deep into that box. It did not hold its support like it was supposed to. So bear market box, doing what its name suggests it's going to do. I do think it will get a bounce and retest the top of this box and potentially the bottom of this channel. And I think it will get rejected from there. And if you look, this is literally what happened in 2018 as well. It came down, not this far, came down, retested that box, and then moved further. If I look at a 3-day chart, which is my favorite chart, most of you know that by now, I'm seeing a few things here. I'm seeing we're deep inside this bear market box. We are basically right on the bottom of it right now. I would be shocked to see this thing fall through the bottom and close underneath the bottom this quickly. Normally you only get through the bottom of the box in capitulation events in the bottoms of markets, like back in December 2018, back in March of 2020. I think instead what we'll do is we'll find support on it, just like we did back here in February 2018. I think we'll bounce up from there, and then we'll consolidate and grind down, just like we did back here and just like we did back here. Okay. On the price action for the 3-day chart, a few things to keep an eye on. We do have a 200 moving average down around 20K. We have a 50 moving average up around 47, 48K. And we have this zone of supply up here that I'm watching, okay? As far as Fibonacci levels go, we're basically sitting right above the 50% retracement of the entire move. Our 61.8 would be down around 27,000. So long-term investors may start picking up Bitcoin in this zone here between 17 or 16.9 and 27,000. I'm not saying you should pick up there. I'm saying that long-term investors often use this range as a place to add to their long-term investments, and they don't worry about if it goes lower. They're just going to buy through here, okay? So that's a zone that we could see some consolidation in. As far as a daily chart goes, a daily chart's pretty simple. 50 moving average is very far above us. It's obviously cranked down now. We're also below the 200 moving average, which is a telltale sign that you're in a bear market. You're not supposed to be under the 200 moving average if you're in a bull market. We are. It's the blue line here. We did find support on the 280-day moving average, which lines up with the 200 moving average on the CME chart. Okay, so we bounced off of it, bounced off of it again. Sell volume is still very, very concerning. We're still seeing a lot of sell volume. We want to see the sell volume starting to dry up so this can bounce. So far, we haven't got that. So, you know, it could be more consolidation ahead before it finally bounces, if it is going to bounce. If we go down to a 4-hour chart, we do have bullish divergence down here, so maybe that'll give us some hope. But again, look at the selling. It's just mainly sell volume. When bulls do try to step up, they're pushed right back down by the bears. So right now, the buying interest is just not where it needs to be. So this looks like picture perfect wick-off distribution, right, with this being the UTAD, this being the last point of supply, and this looks like we could be starting phase E. Now phase E, I'm hoping I'm wrong about that, because phase E would mean that we probably don't get the bounce to 45 to 50K. It probably gets a very, very weak bounce, maybe to 40K, and then collapses from there. I'm wanting that 45 to 50K bounce so that I can look for a short position trade that I can ride down to at least $20,000. Right now I'm not in a short because I'm looking, you know, for this to bounce first, and then I want to be able to get into that short position from there. Okay. Just overall, really, really ugly market right now, and it's extremely dangerous right now. Most of these altcoins have bled out anywhere from 70 to 80% versus the US dollar, and that includes really, you know, neat projects like EOS and OMG. I'd done a video a few weeks ago saying I was excited about both of those. They had both had really big pumps. Some nice news came out, the testnet news for OMG, the fact that the backers of EOS were going to be starting their own exchange later this year, you know, sent those coins soaring. OMG was up from 30 cents last year to over $15. EOS was up from, you know, $1 last year, a little over $1 to, you know, nearly $15 last week. But like I said in that video, if Bitcoin shits the bed, it's going to ruin the party for everything. And that is exactly what happened. Bitcoin fell out of bed, and it completely, you know, most of those alts have completely capitulated. All right. The one thing I do want to end with is, for goodness sake, please stop letting anyone tell you that Bitcoin is a store of value. Stores of value do not drop 53% in 2 weeks. It's a total bullshit narrative. One day in the future, I think it's potentially possible that Bitcoin will, you know, go down in volatility, that it will be a mainstream asset, and at that point, I think it's completely possible that it may become a store of value that rivals gold. We are not there yet, not even close. With all that being said, guys, please remember, I am just some guy in a spare bedroom, which means that I've been wrong before. I guarantee you I will be wrong again. You should always go out there and do your own due diligence and seek out professional financial advice from a licensed financial advisor for making any type of investment in cryptocurrency, the stock market, or precious metals. If you enjoyed the video, be sure and give it a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to check the description for a link where you can join Patreon for just $7 a month. That gives you access to more frequent updates and helps to support this channel. This is James with Crypto Common Sense, reminding you to please trade safe.